How do you know that there's not the same flashpoints that have arisen throughout his time in prison? How do you know he's not going to have one of those flashpoints with you when he comes out?
Oh God, not me, no.
But
Charlie is what we would class as a kind of
it is
old...
the old. I've heard it a million times. The women who say he won't be like that with me,
and people do say that, but Charlie is very, very old school, we would say, and he has never hurt a woman or a child or anything of. He's not like that.
There will be victims watching the show right now who will say, actually, he did hurt me and he did hurt my family. So how does that make you feel when you know that this man is capable and has been capable of committing those sorts of crimes?
And I really feel for those people. I really feel for those people, and so does Charlie. He's been in contact with some of the people and deeply apologised for what's happened. That had happened during the time that it happened. But he has paid for those crimes. He has done his time.
Which is why you are campaigning to try and get him out of prison, because you are engaged now.
I
am. So the proposal itself, I find that intriguing how that even happens actually when the fiancé is behind bars. But I know how did that work?
Well, he rang me up. We speak every Sunday morning without fail. I'm in bed. I've got the phone waiting next to me, and he rings me in the morning.
And there it is.
It is.
There it is. Yes.
Well, can I ask, where are your parents on this? Because again, if I was your mother, I would be devastated that you're going down this path.
My mother is concerned. She's my mum. I'm her only daughter. She's concerned. My dad, I think all my family have got reservations, if I'm completely honest. However, they've seen me very unhappy in the past, and I'm 36 years old. I'm not a fool, and you know, I'm entering into this. This is a huge thing. I'm coming under massive criticism here from all different realms. Now, I wouldn't enter into this. I wouldn't have accepted this if I felt anything but utter belief, utter faith and utter love for this man, and I genuinely do. I am not one of these women that kind of, I want to write to a prisoner, isn't this exciting? I didn't expect any of this whatsoever. And it's happened.
I mean, he's been down this road before, hasn't he?
Yes.
He's been engaged and he's been married and it's fallen by the wayside.
Yeah.
How are you going to be any different?
Well, other marriages, people get married and they get divorced all the time, so I would kind of throw back, I suppose.
And then, what about this concept? Sorry, just because it struck me. You say you're 36, and I know you want to have kids with him, with Charlie, and
possibly
live with him.
Yeah.
Have you explored the possibility? Because obviously, a woman has a certain time frame.
We do. Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, we have a biological clock that ticks really loud. And have you explored the possibility, because he's not out yet, of what happens if he doesn't get out in the next 4 years, or 5 years, or 6 years? Where do you go from there? Emotionally in your headspace, have you explored that thought? Did you discuss that?
Yeah, we've spoken about it. I mean, I've got a belief, and I'm going to be on this parole board with him this year, and we've got a lot of positive things. I get his progress reports. I work with his solicitors. We've got a lot of positive things to bring to the table. So, that's my trail of thought. But yeah, we've got lots of other things to bring to the table. So my faith is that, and my hope, and I've got a change.org petition going, that we can just... I'm not asking people to let him out, obviously not, but please, he's locked up for 22 hours a day in what's known as a cage in Wakefield Prison, and I just want him to have the chance to start working his way through the system. If he messes up, then I
think he's very lucky to have you, by the sounds of it. I still don't get it, because I think, you know, he's going to come out, even if he does come out, and he's going to be institutionalised. So if he's not released, are you sort of facing the possibility that your dream of having a child is never going to happen? Because how do you have a child with someone who's in prison?
Yeah, not only my dream of not having a child, but my dream of being with the person that I've fallen in love with. I mean, I didn't expect... I can't emphasise enough that this isn't... And I've had plenty of functional relationships, and I didn't expect this, but it's happened, and I always follow my heart. I always have, and I always will, and I'm not going to stop now.
And if he never gets released, I mean, are you in it? You're in it forever. I mean, you're willing... No, forget the kids, forget the cottage. You're going to stand by your man, and
I have to be, because I've genuinely fallen in love with this man's soul, genuinely.
But you've only... I hear what you're saying, but you've met him 4 times.
I have, but we've been
in
writing...
very weird circumstances. How can you possibly know each other?
Because the letters that we've shared, the phone calls that we've had...
But he's presenting a side of himself to you until you actually spend long... And this goes for anybody, not just someone in prison. Until you've spent a long period of time with somebody, we always present the best side of ourselves at the beginning, don't we?
We do, and then it always fades, doesn't it? It's awful. I always find when you move in with somebody, that's the awful side. So he's probably got
But it's going to get a whole lot more awful if you're moving in with somebody that's got his history, I'm afraid.
I know, and and when I hear myself saying it, and if it was somebody else, I'd be watching this thinking, she started raving mad, that woman. What's going on? But it's me, and I could have said no. I mean, he asked me beforehand. He goes, "What would you say?" He asked me on the phone in private before all of this, and he shocked me. And I thought, do you know what? Yes, I'm going to, because I love you, and I've not felt this connection before with anybody else. And I'm such a kind of, I'm a bit of a character. I'm a bit quirky, and.